I call them all by their first names. I deal mostly with undergrads. I've never even thought of it that way. But I appreciate that perspective. I definitely call them first names, and I sign all my emails Prof. Dale, so that I want them to know that I don't want to be called by my first name. That said, I don't freak out if somebody calls me Lisa. I can roll with it. But in general, I try to send signals.
So I was going to say, so it really depends on the context. So in the the weekend course that I teach, many people are older than me. They're practicing health professionals. They're mostly doctors, nurses, dentists. In that classroom, we're all first name basis. I would never, that's the comfort level there. There's an occasional master's student who's, a gentleman in his 30s or 40s, but they still have to do the same that they do to others, which is to call me by my Dr. Hakimian, and I call them by their first name. Culturally, that may be awkward, and I understand that if I were Spanish-speaking and in a Spanish-speaking country, I might also call them señor and use their last name. But first of all, with 80 students, I have a hard time learning their first names, and last names would be harder. And secondly, that is the cultural norm here, and I feel okay using that cultural norm here. Yeah.
Learn their names. If you can learn their names before the day they walk in, it freaks them out as they're walking in, and you say, "Hi, Dan," and they're like, "What?" But it really sets up this sort of a nice environment of, she's bothered to learn my name. And yes, you may get it wrong, and I feel no shame in having them have name tags that I can actually read for a while. Now, not in the 200-person class, I don't even try, but if you've got 30, 40 students, you can learn their names, and it makes an enormous difference, especially if you do it before the first class.